fondled today.
Fondled, huh? How much did it cost you?
I got fondled. It cost me about as much as a doctor's visit will cost you.
Oh.
Yeah.
So a lot.
Yeah, so a decent
Because this is
amount.
America. Yeah.
And it wasn't worth it either. So, like, I'd love my money back, but it's whatever. No, so one other time this week, including last night, so I guess 2 total days, I have had my first, like, I guess you could say, like, scrotum scare.
Scrote scare. Okay.
Of the possibility of, is there something wrong with my boys downstairs?
Your nutsack?
Yeah, I was like, is there something wrong? So, I've been, like, on and off the workout scene a little bit. I went twice this week, and so all day today, I had this, like, I wouldn't say pain or anything like that in my right nutsack, but it was more like a pressure. Like, imagine somebody's pushing down on it, and it hurts a little bit, but it's not like super painful. Like, you could still, like, go about your business, and it wasn't like swollen or anything like that. I thought maybe like I was jogging and the up and down motion, because I wear boxers, so
that's mistake number 1.
Up and down motion kind of like did something to it. So that was my first thought, but then as the day progressed, it like shifted to my left nutsack, and then it got a little worse.
Oh.
And then I was like, it's cancer. Could be cancer.
Yeah, it could be.
Could be the big C.
Neil Armstrong.
As you know...
Wait, Lance Armstrong, not Neil Armstrong. Neil Armstrong was the astronaut.
Yeah.
Lance Armstrong was the bike
biker
guy who had testicular cancer. Now he's one ball.
So, like... Yeah, so as we as humans do, I immediately go on the interweb and I doctor myself, and I'm like, I've got cancer. It's absolutely cancer. And so I decide, you know what? I could wait until Monday to talk to my doctor and think about it for the rest of the weekend, or I can get an answer right now and just go down to the hospital. So I went down to the hospital.
That was a fun one, right?
I actually went to urgent care first. The doctor looked at it and he was like, I would recommend that, I don't see anything, but I'd recommend, heading down to the hospital, getting a testicular scan.
All right. This past 24 hours, how many people have seen your balls? 3. Counting you?
No, 4.
4. Okay,
4 total counting me.
Okay. What were the genders of these other 3?
2 males, 1 female.
Okay.
All right. So the urgent care doctor was a guy.
All right.
Mind you, I'm at that point. I've hit that point, and maybe I'm late to the game. I've hit that point where I have like no shame whatsoever. So when the doctor's like, "All right, let me see it," I was like, "Zip, drop drawers."
Yeah, I've been there.
There you go.
Drop trowel.
Yeah, and it's like, check this out, doc. So no shame whatsoever.
Yeah, I mean.
So he looks, I'm like, sick, what's going on? He's like, let me tell you, I don't see anything, I can't notice anything, but based on what you're telling me, I would recommend you go get a scan. It's like, sick, pull up trowel.
Yeah.
Now, he was nice enough to tell me, he was nice enough basically to say, look, we're not going to charge you for this visit because we didn't do anything. All I did was tell you to go to the hospital. So I was like, you're cool.
If anything, he should be paying you.
I know, right? I showed the goods. I've seen peep shows and stuff like that. Like, I know what's going on. So I go down to Farrell Hospital. I go inside the ER, talk to the people. I'm lucky it's dead there. There's like nobody there. So I'm like, sick. I don't have to wait in line or anything like that. So I get my urine sample done. I get the gown on. The doctor comes in, chit-chats with me. He's like, all right, I gotta see it. And I was like, all right, here we go. I got the gown on. All I have underneath is my boxers. Lift up, boxers down. Check it out, doc. That's number 2. So they decided to do a scan, obviously. Or no, they did an ultrasound. That's what they did.
Okay.
So I was going to get my nuts ultrasound. Girl comes in.
All right.
Person who runs the ultrasound. I said, I'm going to take it out and get your ultrasound.
How old was she?
Dude, she must have been in like her early 20s.
Early 20s.
Like, must be.
Okay. Describe her.
Just
paint a picture for the listeners.
Short.
The ultrasound tech, she walks into the room.
She is a little shorter. I'm not saying she's like
5'5",
super short.
5'2".
Like maybe like 5'3", 5'4" margin.
Okay.
She's short.
Sure.
You know.
What color hair?
Brunette, definitely.
Okay,
Definitely brunette. She's she's not skinny, but she's not overweight either. She's like at that
Thick?
like she's like
Is she?
no, I wouldn't say thick.
Is she curvy?
I'd say curvy. I'd say
okay.
curvy.
That's
is
all
what I would
right.
do.
That's all right.
I'd say curvy. Comes in.
What was her name? Did you catch her name?
I don't remember, dude. You know me. I'm horrible with names. I'm god awful with names.
This is your moment. This is your moment to shine. But it's okay.
Yeah.
Ship has sailed.
So
regroup.
She wheels me down to the.
Oh, you're being wheeled.
Yeah, she puts me in a wheelchair.
You're in a wheelchair,
but it's not like your normal wheelchair. It's like an old wheelchair almost, where it's. I think it's used for pregnant women. Okay, but I could be wrong.
So does it have the one big wheel in the back and the two little ones in the front, or is it 4 little wheels?
There's 2 little wheels on the front, 2 in the back, but they weren't like the normal big size. They were bigger, but they weren't like the big size, you know.
They weren't like you couldn't.
I might have, but I might have
you
to reach down a little
You
bit.
couldn't go like handicap basketball on it. Like
I wouldn't do that.
Okay,
no,
all right,
I could probably spin it if I reached down a little bit.
Oh,
but
okay,
like,
okay.
You know, it was that.
But with your nut issue, you didn't want to reach too far.
It honestly looked like an asylum chair.
Okay.
I'm not gonna lie, it didn't have straps on or anything like that, but it kind of looked like if you ever watched like a horror movie and they were putting somebody into a chair and stuff like that. It looked like really like I wouldn't say raggedy, but it looked old. It looked older.
Like a cuckoo's nest chair, right?
Sort of,
okay,
yeah. Without the straps.
Okay.
So
less Hannibal Lecter. Okay.
Exactly.
All right.
So I get in the chair. She wheels me down. Takes me into the ultrasound room, and I'm standing by the bed. She's like,
yeah.
All right, I'm going to pull the curtain. All I want you to do, just drop your boxers, and then, get in the bed, and then here's a sheet for you to cover yourself, and then let me know when you're done. I'm like, sick.
Did she lube you up and stuff?
Not yet.
Oh, we're getting there. Okay, we're getting there. Nice.
It's called storytelling, man. It's
okay.
called,
all right.
you gotta
Sorry,
begin,
I'm getting excited.
I'm getting excited. You're getting excited. I got a beginning, middle, and end, my friend. So.
Oh, did you come or what?
Gentleman never asked, lady never tells.
All right, very fair.
So I get into bed and I cover myself with a sheet. Gown is still on, but I cover myself with a sheet, but no boxers. So bare ass on the bed.
Are you face up or face down?
Face down, ass
face
up.
down, ass.
No, I'm face up. I'm face up. So I was like, okay. And she comes in. She's like, all right, I got 2 towels here, and basically the premise of the towels were you're gonna lift up the sheet and then you're gonna lift up your gown. And the premise of the towel was, I have to expose my balls, but she recognizes some people be embarrassed about having their dick flopping about. Also, the dick might get in the way of her ultrasounding. So the idea of the towel was, she folded up and she's like, put the towel up, and then it kind of like, I was supposed to hold it up a little bit while hiding it behind the towel.
Let's just say that the towel is the most essential tool in the universe. Douglas Adams' Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy has proven this for us.
Yes.
A towel has... endless uses. So, continue on.
Yes.
You're utilizing the towel.
Yes. So she does a quick explanation. I was like, sick. So I take on my sheet, pull up my gown, dick flops out, and then she immediately kind of pushes towel to hide it a little bit and holds it down. It's like, here you go, hold that, and I'm holding my dick down like when you're a kid and you're trying to hide your boner, so you flip it up into your
elastic waistband.
Elastic waistband, yeah.
Of course.
Superbad taught us that. Basically, made sure everybody knew. Hey, the weird thing you used to do, we all did it. So
the hibernating snake, yeah.
Exactly. So it was. So that's the position that my dick was in.
Okay.
In this moment. So. Balls hanging out. She gets. I see her.
Just the nuts.
Yeah, just the nuts.
So, did you go Texas belt buckle? Did you take the nuts over top, or did you let them hang low and let them wobble to and fro and just put the towel over the shaft?
That's what I did. The second
one.
Okay,
so the towel's over the shaft. You didn't pull the nuts up.
No,
that might have hurt you because you're in pain.
That would also be really weird.
Okay, so Grandpa's old pocket watch is just hanging down, and she's going to town. Okay,
yeah.
all right.
So she's got the gloves on, and she's got another towel that she uses that she it's so that she can put her hands on and stuff like that when she's doing her thing or whatever. So she's like, okay, I'm gonna put the gel on. It's gonna be really cold. I'm like, sick.
Here we go. We're getting good.
Sick. Let's do it. So she puts the gel on. Sound effects.
I loved it. Perfect.
She puts it on. It's like, all right. She explains the process. Take 5-10 minutes. Blah blah. I'm like, have at it. Let's go. So she
5-10 minutes, baby. Who you think I am?
Yeah, I know, right? I ain't no stallion. So she begins to ultrasound my balls. Mind you, this shit is fucking cold. This shit is cold, and she put a lot of fucking gel. My nutsack was shining. It was shimmering with all the gel that was on it.
Yeah, like Doppler dick right now.
Let me tell you the weird part. You know when you're at the dentist office and you get your teeth cleaned and you think to yourself, it's so fucking weird and stupid. Why is this person making conversation with me?
Why is he talking to you?
Why is he talking to me?
You can't respond.
Yeah, I can't respond.
That
it's weirder when somebody's ultrasounding your nuts and tries to make light conversation.
At least you can talk.
But it's still a little weird. Still a little, because she's like not massaging.
You've apparently never been to a Chinese massage parlor.
No, I have not. I've never had the pleasure. But she's like running the thing over my nuts, like trying to get the images and everything like that, and otherwise like, oh, so what do you what are you
in for?
Yeah, basically like what do you do and stuff like that, like, oh, I work at blah blah. She's like, oh yeah, what do you do? I was like this and that, and we're talking about it, and like she was talking about like why I came in and everything like that, and we're talking about the fact I was back in school.
I need a tetanus shot. No, bitch, it's my nuts. Like, what the fuck you think?
Yeah, exactly. Like, do you not know why I'm in?
No, it would have been real funny if you'd have been like, I'm getting a knee replacement or something like that. She'd be like, why am I fondling your nuts? You're like, I just thought it was a perk.
It's like a sponge bath.
This insurance is great. I'm going to Yelp review the hell out of this hospital.
Yeah, that would have been a great response. But I'm too busy being fondled.
Well, you're worried you're dying of cancer at this point, so the jokes are out the window.
Yeah,
okay.
I'm like,
we can joke about it now.
She's pressing on my nuts.
Let's pump the brakes. You're not dying of cancer, right?
No,
so we
I'm
can
not.
make jokes.
I'm fine.
Okay.
Fine.
All right.
I'm fine. That's the spoiler for the end of the story. I'm fine. But all the while, it's like we're talking about like I'm back in school, and she's like, "Oh yeah, I was thinking about maybe I would go back to school and stuff like that." And
yeah, she's like, "Yeah, I really didn't like the career of fondling people's nuts all day, so yeah. I'm really thinking about going back."
Yeah, and I'm like,
I don't know, maybe be a teacher.
I was like, honestly, I don't blame you. I don't blame you. But no, literally, she said, "I want to go back to school to be a teacher." That's literally what she said. She wants to teach kindergarten.
As she's like Dopplering your ball sack, she's thinking. Yeah, I didn't picture this.
Yeah.
But where would you be 25 years from now? No, this is not where I thought I'd be. So
yeah. I will say this though, I'm really glad I trimmed my pubes up recently. I'm glad I did some
recent manscaping.
I am glad that I did that because I did not see this coming a week ago. So happy I did that.
So what's the prognosis?
Prognosis is there's nothing wrong with me. So the consensus is I pulled a muscle. Like I pulled a muscle or something like that in my ball sack.
Okay.
So to speak. So
I'm not great on with anatomy. We have muscles in our ball sacks.
I don't know, but I'm assuming I pulled something. Whether it's not a muscle, maybe something else. Maybe I agitated something or bruised something. I don't know. When I'm running, I got big balls. And I'm wearing boxers, and I got the loose fitting shorts on. So those things are they're out of control, honestly.
Yeah.
Like it's like a woman with big boobs that forgets a sports bra when she goes to the gym.
Yeah.
Those boobs are just flying all over the place. My balls just boom, 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 just
I gotta
all
tell
over
you,
the
man.
place.
I gotta tell you, I'm a few years older than you. I gotta give you some advice. When I was a young lad,
young buck,
I was a boxer. I like boxers. The old Joe boxers. The funny like bananas or whatever on them. Like I had those. Those were fun. You could buy them from Walmart for $5. It was great shit. Now in my old age, I can't wear them anymore. I need more support. I need boxer briefs, and I got to get like the more expensive ones, and they got to give you more support down there with all your pieces and whatnot.
I'll be honest with you, at this point I think I might go in banana hammock, get that support all up in there, keep things secure.
Don't listen. I don't want to. I seem old, okay, but a jock strap, if you're exercising, don't knock a jock strap because it gives you lots of support. Young people are listening to this like, these fucking old guys are talking about jock straps. Listen, your bare ass is out.
You literally just spent the past 15 minutes hearing me tell a story about me and my balls. So
no, like I have a jock strap. I wear it when I
currently use it. Like
not regularly, but if I'm gonna exercise or I'll throw my jock strap on, and it just gives you that support. You got to protect the family jewels first and foremost.
Yeah, Like,
Yeah.
okay, that's like the other half of my conversation.
Yeah.
The other half of my conversation is why is evolution stupid sometimes?
What do you mean? Why are our nuts outside of our body instead of inside?
Yes.
I know this answer. Let
Let me explain to you my reasoning first, and you can give me the proper answer
Okay.
for it. Okay. It is the dumbest thing in evolution forever, ever since the chicken couldn't fly, for us to have our nuts outside of our body. It is the most sensitive part of our body, and it's just out there dangling. Back in the freaking caveman era when they were going through bushes, how many a nutsack can you think of that was cut on thorn bushes and everything like that? Just think about that.
The invention of the loincloth.
You think of centuries later, the body would have been like, or thousands of years later, the body would have been like, hey, we're going to start like the process of retracting these up into a safer space.
Some animals have that.
Yes.
Some animals do. Here's the reason why. In human beings, our nuts produce semen. The sperm is produced in the nuts, in the balls, in the testicles. The temperature required to produce semen can't be too hot. If it's inside our body's 98.6 degrees, that's too warm. So it's got to be outside of our body. It's got to be a lower temperature. That's the reason why. I heard this. Like in the 80s, like glam rockers used to wear those real tight fucking pants.
Yeah.
They had fertility issues because the tight pants would keep their dick so close to their body that the body temperature got too warm and their sperm count went down for that reason.
But that's also just bad evolution then. That's also just bad evolution.
Evolution knows what it's doing, or else it wouldn't happen.
I feel like humanity shouldn't exist right now. I really feel like humanity is like the mistake of the entire evolutionary tree.
That's not necessarily false, yeah, but
because that's bad. That's like designed to like cut the species right there. That's like when your reproductive organs are in such a vulnerable place. And then you're going to tell me, well, they would be up in your body, if the temperature was right. Well, then why can't the semen just exist in that temperature? Come on, evolution, get on the ball.
Yeah, I don't know. So I'm glad everything worked out for you. I mean, is it still bothering you? You still have some pain?
It's still uncomfortable. You're going to see me shift every now and then.
Okay.
It's pretty uncomfortable
Did
right now.
they give you anything for the pain?
No, because it's not bad. It's not like it. The pain isn't like
scale 1 to 10. What's your pain number?
It's honestly like a 1, 2, or 3. It's really low, but it's one of those things where it's like it. I feel like it could.
You
get
only
worse.
went because WebMD told you were dying of cancer.
No, I only went. I wasn't gonna go, but then I thought about it, and I was like, you know what? There's all these stories of people. You hear all these stories of people like, yeah, I just had a little pressure on my testicles, and I didn't think anything of it. I thought it was something bad, and then next thing you know, 2 weeks later, boom, cancer, or boom, testicular torsion, or boom. Hernia or something like that. And I was like, maybe this is like a precursor. Maybe it's a warning.
The trick is you got to play with yourself more often, man. Like you gotta just have your hand down there frequently. And if you're fondling your nut, if you're playing with your nuts enough, you'll feel a little lump or something. And that's when you're like, oh shit, gotta go. Remember Tom Green, the comedian?
Yes, I remember Tom
Green. His show on MTV back in the 90s, early 2000s. Yeah, Tom Green had testicular cancer, and he had one of his testicles removed, and he wrote a song about it. And he basically says, squeeze your balls, tease your balls, so you don't get cancer.
Yeah. Scott, my balls and I are intimately known to each other.
Okay, great.
So that's not a problem.
Okay, fine.
It was one of those it's better to know than not know kind of things. So I'd rather not spend because I'd be sitting here at this podcast thinking to myself, I think I might have fucking cancer right now while you're sitting there cracking a joke or something like that, and I'm like, I missed the whole joke, dude. Can't help you there.
Fair enough.
But everything's cool. Everything's copacetic, and I am ready to go.
Ready to do this podcast.
Ready to freaking go.
Your nuts are ready.
Yes.
All right, well, let's get into it. We're going to do something, Adam. We used to do it all the time. We took a little break from it. We're going to bring it back just for today because I got some important business to take care of. We have a beer of the show.
The brewski of the show is coming back?
We have a beer of the show. Well, we're not going to say it necessarily bring it back for good, but we're going to do it today because I've got a special beer that I want to talk about on this show. So this beer is from the Hop Asylum Brewery in New Wilmington, Pennsylvania. Your stomping grounds.
Yeah, where I work and play all day.
Yeah. So New Wilmington has a relatively new brewery called the Hop Asylum, and a friend of the show who's been on here a lot, Pat Lackey, P-Lack, he actually was a guest brewer, and we've had some of his beers on the show before.
Yeah, he's really good.
He does a lot of home brewing. And we've had some of his home brews on here before. We've talked about him. Well, he is also a professor at Westminster College, where you work also. And that's in New Wilmington. It's in the same town where this brewery is. And they have a cool little thing where they have a guest tap for the professors. So it was his turn to brew a beer. So he brewed this beer. I'll tell you the name of it. It is called DNA to RNA. RNA to porter.
Very scientific.
It's a mouthful.
It is.
It's a mouthful.
Very much.
By the end of the night, we went to the brewery last night. It was the unveiling of it, and we had quite a few. We were feeling pretty good. By the end of the night, we were just calling it the DNA porter. But
I was gonna say, hey barkeep, let me get some of that DNA.
Yeah. So he explained it to us. He is an organic chemistry professor. And he basically said the central dogma of chemistry is DNA to RNA, and then RNA to protein. That's rule number one. Don't talk about Fight Club, right? This is it for chemistry. This is it. So he said it's just kind of like a little joke, a little play on words, and we're all like, okay, yeah, gotcha. So DNA to RNA, RNA to porter. It is a porter. It is quite dark. I drank this last night. This is your first time drinking it. Go ahead, tell me what you think about it.
I like it. I enjoy it a lot. And you know me, there's not very many dark, hoppy beers that I really enjoy. I like this a lot. It's not too hoppy.
No, I don't think it is at all. Yeah.
It's very, very light on the hops, but I think those of you that do love hops will still enjoy it. It's dark, but it's not that heavy, to be honest with you. Like, it's like normally like dark, heavy beers sit at the bottom of your stomach. This is more like midpoint of the stomach, not the bottom necessarily. So it doesn't feel like it's very dark or very heavy. I enjoy it a lot. Like, this is a highly recommend beer. Like,
highly recommend.
Highly recommend.
Oh,
like, if you are in the Westminster area and you love chemistry based puns, then head over. Right? I know. No, it's a good beer though. It's definitely worth a try if you're in the area.
All right, very good. So I like this beer a lot. I really do. I went to this brewery and they had a couple of their own beers. We got a flight. I sampled them. And I'm not just saying this because Pat's my very good friend. I'm being dead serious. This was my favorite beer. Like, I sampled their other beers. They had a fruit beer I wasn't crazy about. They had a light beer. It was almost like drinking water. They had an Irish Red that was pretty good. But this one was my favorite. I loved it. I think the name... I get what Pat's trying to do. He's trying to be witty with the chemistry pun. I think the name's a little bit wordy. It's going to lose some points for me there. But the beer itself is excellent. I don't think it's too bitter, which you get from hops.
Yeah.
I personally like a bitter, hoppy flavor more than most people. You don't have that with this. Stouts and porters, they're a dark beer. Sometimes they can tend to be thick. Like you said, they sit in the bottom of your stomach, almost like drinking tar. You don't have that at all. This is definitely a nice consistency. And I really like the flavor. Malty and sweet at the same time. I'm a big fan. I would have given this a 5 out of 5. But the name, I'm going to give it a 4.75 out of 5. Just because the name made you lose some points.
Yeah.
But 4.75 out of 5 is a great score. That is the DNA to RNA, RNA to porter at the Hop Asylum Brewery in New Wilmington, Pennsylvania. Pat, good job.
Yeah,
nice
shout
beer.
out to you, Pat.
It's very similar. he did another porter one time. He called it the Thunder Snow. We drank it. I think we did it on the show. I might be wrong. It's very similar to his Thunder Snow, which I really liked, but it's slightly different recipe. So
It's good stuff.
good stuff.
So, have you been watching anything recently? It's been a while since we got together.
Yeah,
We'll catch up on some of the stuff you've been watching.
So yeah, I actually
Wait, before we get into that, do you want to talk about the Pittsburgh toy show?
Oh, we did. I don't think talk about it.
I don't think we talked about where we were going, but I don't think
we didn't talk about the tips. So
Yeah.
we'll talk about the toy show and we'll get into the shows we're watching. Those are two things I'd like to talk about this episode. So we did. We went to the Pittsburgh toy show.
Yeah.
The Toy Palooza.
Yeah, it was really good, I think.
It was very nice. We met up with some pals there. There was some people who met us there. My cousin came. My sister's boyfriend met us there. A couple of my old pals from high school that live in Pittsburgh now, they met us there. It was a great time. It was a little busy, but I think
That's an understatement.
It was busy. But we went to the Youngstown Toy Show a few months back, and I feel like this show was busier than the Youngstown one, but I felt like it still moved better. The Youngstown one was rough.
Well, that's because that's one of the points that I will give the Toy Palooza show is that it was so much better organized than the Youngstown one. You not only just was the event better organized, but like the people that brought their tables and all their items, they were so much more better organized. When you went to the Youngstown one, it looked like most of the food was just kind of like thrown on the table, and it was like, here you go, have at it. This one, people were like putting them in positions and setting little shelves up on their tables, and it was like really legit. And to be honest with you, there was way less free floating stuff, that loose stuff as you would call it, just floating around. There's way less of that. There's a lot of things in like plastic baggies, little tiny plastic cases, or like locked in other cases depending on its value.
Right.
And I thought that was really interesting too compared to the Youngstown show.
Right. I enjoyed it thoroughly. We went through, we walked through probably about 3 times, and each time you would see something new that you missed the first time.
Yeah.
And some of that is like the vendors would place new things out, but other times it's just you miss something, and you see it the next time around. I thought that was kind of cool. Unfortunately, I could have probably spent a lot more time there, but I got ill. We actually left a little bit early. I was very sick. I was fine when we first got there, and it just hit me. And then the next 2 days after we got home, I was in bad shape. But I'm good now, and I think it was a good time. I do. I bought some stuff. Unfortunately, you were saying there wasn't a lot of loose stuff there, and you're right. There was not as much loose stuff as I like. I like loose things. But lately, I've just been buying a lot of boxed stuff, carded stuff. Just because what I want, I find it that way. I got a lot of Terminator stuff.
You did, yeah. That was like your big. That was like your big goal.
Thing. I went in thinking I wanted to get Terminator stuff, and I got some good deals, so I just couldn't pass them up. Some of those Terminator toys are real sick looking, man. I like the way they look, so I got a few of those. That's pretty much all I got. I got a figure from Hook, the Robin Williams, Dustin Hoffman movie Hook. I have a bunch of those opened. I got one that was carded. It was a good price on that. I dug through a bin to find it. There was some stuff I wish there was a Funko Pop that I wish I would have got, a Mickey Mouse one. There was some Disney pins I wish I would have got, but when I got sick and we just left early. But hey, that means we gotta go back.
Absolutely. Go back. I'm still sick of the fucking Funko Pops.
Yeah,
they're a menace. Like they are literally a menace at these shows.
Yeah, you're not wrong. They are.
Probably more than half the fucking show is Funko Pops.
Yeah, and I remember when they first came out, and I remember seeing them, and I remember thinking, these are stupid. These'll never last. Boy, was I wrong. They have lasted, and they're like a big collector item.
Yeah.
Like, collectors are nuts about the Funko Pops. And I've actually started dabbling in them. Now, it's just insane, the Funko Pops they have. So I've been sticking strictly with Not even just Disney. I've been sticking with Mickey Mouse. Because there's so many Mickey Mouse
There's
iterations.
a ridiculous amount of different types of Funko Pops out there.
Gosh.
I'm sure that there exists the trash robot from Judge Dredd that Rob Schneider was hiding in. I'm sure that exists somewhere as a Funko Pop. If it doesn't, it's going to exist soon because somebody's hearing this.
The Funko company's listening to this right now. They're like, hey, if we don't have that, we're making it now.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Get Rob Schneider on the line.
Yeah.
Let's get his likeness.
So...
what was probably your favorite thing that you saw at the show? Like your favorite, I'm not gonna say thing, like your favorite set of items or your favorite table or...
So there was a couple items that stand out. There was one item, this guy I actually know, he's the guy who ran the Youngstown Toy Show. He's the guy who ran the show. He just had a table at the Pittsburgh Toy Show. And I went by his booth. He's got a toy store I've been to. He had a mint in the box, never opened, Battle Cat.
I remember that.
From Masters of the Universe. It had the saddle and it had the mask on, and it was in the original box. Pristine condition. He wanted $550 for it. But it was beautiful. I loved it. I thought it was awesome. I don't know what kid back in the 80s decided to buy that and never open it, but fuck that kid.
Dude, that kid made a little bit of money, so...
Yeah. So that was really cool. Toward the end, right around the time I was starting to feel bad, you pointed out to me there was a really cool, like, it was actually big. It was an Indiana Jones.
I was going to mention that. There was...
It was really cool.
Not just an Indiana Jones, I think it was also Han Solo.
And Han Solo?
Right next to it. It was like... These we're talking like if you recall, like the 12-inch 16-inch G.I. Joe figures,
yeah.
However many there, we're talking like maybe twice that size.
Yeah.
So like, these are like tall. These are like large. These aren't toys. These are meant to be displayed. Is what they are.
Yeah, they were definitely just. Yeah, they were just a collectible item that you could display. They weren't toys at all. I actually wish I would taken a closer look at them. I'm sure the price tag on them was very hefty, but they were really nice.
You turned me on to something that I was looking at a lot of the show, and I really, really started to like those Marvel Legends action figures that exist. I was looking at them, I was
They're
like,
so nice.
I was thinking, and I was actually thinking about pulling the trigger on a few of them.
They're so nice. You know what? The thing about those, you don't have to get those at a toy show.
Yeah,
they have them everywhere. Like you can buy them at Walmart, Walgreens, Pennies, like. But you gotta look because they're like $20 a pop.
Yeah,
but they're really nice.
There were some at the show that were like 15.
I know.
There were two Spider-Man Noirs that I saw there. One was nice. One was like $30-$40, and then I saw another one that was like the normal 20. I was like, somebody's gonna get a deal on this one.
I have some. I'll show you, and I'll post pictures of them.
Are you gonna keep them in the box?
Now, I have them in the box. I don't think so. I think I want to display them. I think I want to open them up and set up a display. But right now, I don't have a place for them.
Yeah.
So for the time being, for storage purposes, I'm keeping them in their box. But I think down the road, I would like to set them up. But right now, I just started doing the Marvel Legends, so I'm all over the map. I don't have I'm just going to do Avengers. Oh, I'm just going to do X-Men. Oh, I'm just going to do Spider-Man universe. I've got a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
So I almost want to pick something. And when I have that series complete, display them together. Like the Infinity War Avengers, fighting the Battle of Wakanda. That would be a cool scene to set up. You know, just that's off the top of my head. That's just one example.
I mean, I was thinking I almost pulled the trigger on a couple of them there. I was gonna pull the trigger on the Miles Morales Spider-Man.
That was cool.
That had the combo Spider-Gwen.
Spider-Gwen, yeah.
There were 2 in 1. And I was gonna pull the trigger on that one and one other one. I was thinking about it and I was like, I don't know if I'm ever gonna open these or to display them or leave them in the box to display them, but they come with those extra piece.
The Build-A-Figure.
In there that has whatever villain or whatever it is in there, like Venom or Lizard or something like that you have to get all the pieces. And my brain is I'm gonna want to open those so I can put the extra fucking piece together. But
I know, I want to do that too.
But at the same time, there's part of me that's these figures are so nice, they're so pristine, I almost don't want to take them out of the box just to keep them looking good. So that's why I was debating with myself so much that I was like, I can't do it right now. I can't. I would think if I would do it, I would do X-Men then Spider-Man stuff.
There's a couple I really want, dude. There's a comic book shop. Well, it's not a comic book shop. It's a gaming shop. They do a lot of like the Magic and the Dungeons and Dragons gaming, like a tabletop gaming store.
Yeah.
It's right by where I work. I walked into the one time. They had a couple of them. They had a Venom, but it was alternate Venom, where it was picture Venom. He's black with the white.
Yeah.
Opposite white.
I know
with
you're
the black.
talking. I know you're talking about. Yeah.
It was so freaking sweet. They had $30 on it. I still might go back and get it. $30 is a lot for a toy.
It really
but it is so nice. The white with the black opposite instead of the black with the white. That was a really cool one I want. There's one I saw at Walgreens. It was only $13. I really kind of wanted to get it. It was from the Inhumans. It was Hera from the Inhumans. She's the one who has that hair that goes all over the place. The whole box was just her, but her hair was just massive. Like there was like fists coming out of her hair, and just like it was $13.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's a good price.
They had a few of those cheaper ones there too. They sell a lot of those unknowns or lower end. I'm gonna say lower end characters
just not
for
as well
cheaper
known,
price.
right.
Yeah.
There was that one that I almost picked up. It was, in fact, I probably would have hadn't I got sick. I would have went back. It was $10, I think. It was $10, and those are normally $20. It was either a villain or a superhero called Eel. Yeah. And I showed it to you. Yeah. I don't know who Eel is.
No, I have no idea.
But it was just like a black suit with the mask, a cape. But it was his fingers that intrigued me. They were like long blue. They almost looked like lightning bolts, but they were just like long tentacles coming out of his finger. That's what it was.
That's cool.
It looked cool, and it was $10. I'm like, these go for 20 is the going price. 20 is average for that. So if you can find them for 15, 12, 13, like that's a good price.
Yeah.
It's just the ones I saw that I really liked were usually like 25 or 30, and I'm like, oh.
Like I really wanted to get that Spider-Man Noir. I really wanted to get that one.
Yeah.
So
dude, Into the Spider-Verse, we both saw it. It's a great movie.
I think we talked about it. Yeah, we fucking love that movie.
Yeah.
Spider-Man Noir might have been like up there, like the funniest character because he was like so
Nicolas
like
Cage
out of touch. He was so like
yeah.
out of touch with everything. So
yeah, I watched it with my kids and they love it. Like they're crazy about Spider-Ham, Peter Porker.
Yeah,
they thought he was great. I mean, he was.
Yeah,
but like we'll go to Walmart now and there'll be like one and they'll like stop and look at it. I'm like,
speaking of which, you were right. He was bitten by a radioactive human. You were right about that. Apparently is he a spider that was bitten by a radioactive human? Because I was watching. I watched it again. And I was watching whenever they were telling their origin story, and I was focusing on his.
They
and
talk over each other at that part, so it's hard to hear.
And it looked like he was a spider that was bitten by a radioactive human and then somehow turned into like a pig. Like it looked like the radioactive human bit a spider is what I'm saying, is what it looked like. I'd have to go back and like slow it down to look at it, but that's what it looked like to me. I honestly, I'm doing all this like detective work in the movie. I could just easily Google the fucking thing and know his origin.
Yeah.
So... probably my favorite thing at the toy show was I found they didn't have an artist table. They didn't really have an artist table like I usually like to look
the
for.
original art.
They didn't really have that. I found the next best thing though. I found this guy who was set up his table and he's selling these coasters.
Oh yeah.
And they were like 4 for like 15. And what he did was he took comic books and he cut out the pages and he cut out panels. And he turned those into these really, really well-made coasters. Like we're not talking about plastic coasters. We're talking about like
they're ceramic.
Yeah, they were ceramic coasters, and they look fucking amazing.
Yeah. You and our friend Coleman, who was with us, you guys each got them. And no, I would argue that is art.
It's a form. It's a form of art.
And,
so
and of course that's what you gravitated towards, and that's your thing. And I knew you would. And they were rad, man. They were pretty cool.
I got Miles Morales one. I got a Spider-Man and Venom in the same panel one. I got a Wolverine one, and I got an X-Men like group one. So
it wasn't just Marvel. He had DC stuff too.
there was a few. There was some Doctor Who stuff there too.
Oh,
like
really? Yeah.
there were because I guess Doctor Who had some comics, which why wouldn't he? I guess.
Right.
So there was some Doctor Who stuff. There was some other things too. Like I think like he had Archie too. Maybe.
Oh yeah.
He probably had some Archie there.
Archie and Jughead.
Yeah. I think he had that. So that was probably my more favorite ones. Besides, all the Funko Pops that existed
the Funko Pops.
at the thing.
So the coasters were at the top of your list.
Yeah.
The Funko Pops were at the bottom.
Yeah. So that was a lot
Very
of
cool.
fun.
Yeah.
I think when it comes, there are certain things where there are certain mediums of entertainment where I will only collect certain things. Like, for example, take Star Trek, for example, or Star Wars. If I ever collected anything from those two TV shows / movies, I would only ever collect like the vehicle models. I would never collect characters because there's just there's way too many characters, there's way too many of that stuff, but there's only one type of X-Wing for the most part. There's only one type of, TIE fighter. There's only
one Millennium Falcon.
Exactly. There's
like,
a bunch of different Enterprises, but they're all, who gives a shit about some of the other ones. But I think it would be way too difficult to collect like action figures or anything like that of those.
It's opening Pandora's box.
It is, very much.
I mean, as far as like the Star Wars guys go, I don't have too many of them. Like the 3 3/4. I've always been looking for a Porkins. You remember the fat guy?
I remember him, yeah.
Porkins.
How can I not? I watched the Star Wars Family Guy crossover episode.
Oh yeah, I've seen that. Yeah, I want him. But yeah, so it was a good time. We'll be back. We'll go back.
I just have one request for all you fuckers that go to these shows. We live in America, and maybe
wear
not
deodorant.
Maybe not. Not only that, you're right on that point.
Yeah.
You're right on that point. But we live in America, and even if you're not an American citizen, you're in America. We drive on the right side of the road. So when you go down these fucking aisles, pick the right side of the aisle because we're Americans and that's how we drive.
And I will say, you're right. It was just a couple fuckheads. 90% of the show, everybody was doing the right thing. And there was just that one fucker who just decides to stop and talk to somebody in the middle. There was plenty of room to go off to the side or swimming upstream,
Yeah, not even that. Yeah, like they would walk on your side of the thing going the opposite direction and they would plow through. Like they were not giving any fucks at all. Yeah.
So I finally watched a movie recently. It was on HBO. And this is a movie that you saw some time ago. You saw it in the theater. And I don't know. It looked bad, but I kind of wanted to see it. So finally, now that it's on HBO, I watched it. And it was bad. But I'd like to talk about it a little bit.
Was it like so bad it's good or just bad?
I don't know why I was thinking it was going to be better than it was, but I was wrong. I'm talking about the movie The Meg. The shark movie.
Yes.
Yeah. I saw that. I love sharks, man. I do. Jaws is one of my all-time favorite movies. We've talked about that before. And the problem with it is Jaws is so iconic that no shark movie will ever, ever live up to Jaws. That's the problem. I thought it was going to be better than it was.
What did you like about it? What is it that you didn't like about The Meg?
It was just very campy, which is okay if that's what you're going to do. It's a Jason Statham movie. I should have known.
You keep saying Statham.
Statham?
It's Statham.
Statham.
That's what it is.
I thought it was Statham.
Not statesman. Not statesman. Statham.
Statham.
Yes, Jason Statham.
Well, see, I'm not a huge fan, so I wouldn't have known that.
I love Jason Statham. I agree the movie was not that good. I agree the movie was not that good, but I do enjoy Jason Statham because he is like an incredibly... He's just an action star, and he knows he's just an action star. Like, he doesn't try to do serious or anything like that. He's just like, I'm a big, bald, muscly man who can do a lot of shit. So I'm just going to do that.
I don't know. They really promoted the hell out of this movie. They did some really cool things, and maybe they were trying to catch lightning in a bottle, like a Sharknado or a Snakes on a Plane, but it didn't really have a gimmick, you know? It was just a giant fucking prehistoric shark.
Which, here's what confused me about it. Let me tell you about the story. I'll agree with you. The story was really bad. Let me tell you about my confusion with the story. I didn't know there were two sharks.
Yeah.
And where did this other shark come from? And why did they only just see this now? And why is it bigger? Like, is it the mother of that other shark they killed in the middle of the movie? Like, that's what I mean by story time. Who knows what the fuck is going on?
Yeah. It was supposed to be a twist.
What's a twist?
There's another shark. Surprise.
He ate the black guy.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I guess there's not as much to talk about as I thought there would be. Other than the fact that I was disappointed. Had a good cast.
Yeah, had a pretty good cast.
I just thought it was silly.
I mean, I think it was kind of supposed to be silly. I mean, all of Jason... It's like I said, Jason Statham's not like a serious... Not really a serious actor. He's done like some serious roles, but think about like some of the movies he's been in. Like, what was the Adrenaline Rush movie where if he like had his heart rate below a certain amount, like he would die or some shit like that? And like part of that movie was him fucking his girlfriend in like public and shit to like keep his like adrenaline going or something.
Yeah, dude. I don't even pronounce his last name right. You're the fan. You should be the one telling me.
That's like a pretty well known movie. That's like a pretty well known Jason Statham movie. And like he's now in like the Fast and Furious. Did you know that there's a spin-off to the Fast and Furious movies with Dwayne Johnson and Jason Statham, the character?
Yeah, I did hear something about that.
Yeah, so they're getting their own Fast and Furious thing going.
Yeah,
because nobody cares about Vin Diesel anymore in his story.
Good. I don't know, man. I wasn't impressed with it. I guess that's all we'll say about that. But there was something else that I've watched that I really wanted you to watch that I was very excited about.
What is it?
So, a podcast I listened to. This is a show. I got to build it up a little bit here. This is a show I probably never would have watched on my own. I listened to a podcast and they briefly discussed it. And these guys were just like, "Oh, it's really good." So I'm like, "Okay, I'll check it out." It's an anthology.
That's all it took.
It's an anthology. And the way they explained it is, it's an anthology that are like 10-minute long episodes. So I'm like, I can do fucking 10 minutes. Like, that's nothing. I sat down, started it. I binged it. I watched the entire thing in one sitting.
By the way, they're not all 10-minute episodes. There's
10 to 15.
There's 15, 20-minute episodes thrown in there occasionally.
I'm talking about on Netflix. It is called Love, Death, and Robots. Is that what it's called?
Yes, that's what it's called.
Okay.
Love, Death, and Robots. It is an interesting show, is what I'm going to say.
It's very adult.
Yes, super adult.
Yeah.
Like, don't watch with your kids super seriously.
Yeah.
I know you want to. I know you're trying to.
Me?
Trust me, don't.
Oh, no, I'm not going
Talking to the audience.
Yeah.
Talking to the audience. I'm only about 7 episodes in. You texted me about it earlier, and I was like, oh, I'm trying to watch a couple episodes, see if I can get to it. And you were like, oh, they're on like 10 minutes. So I was like, oh, I'll be able to get to them easily. I start episode 1.
Episode 1 was a good one.
Next thing I know, I'm on episode 3.
Okay.
And then I have to drive here to go record the podcast. I didn't realize it was going to be an anthology. Had no idea whatsoever. So, like, I was watching episode 1, which...
Episode 1 is like...
Do we do spoiler talk? Do we? Because
yeah, fuck it. It's on Netflix.
Listen,
everybody should watch it.
This is the last topic of the podcast. If you haven't watched it yet, shut it off now. Okay, so go watch the show. So episode 1 had the whole sequence of there's the humans and the monster fighting, and they like connected to the monster via like these brain links, and they controlled them and stuff.
Yeah.
But it had the twist at the end where the hero of the story was just a robot, and her actual brain was inside the monster the whole time.
Yeah.
I was kind of hoping to expand on that story a little bit. I kind of want to see more of it. I kind of want to see more of that story. And I thought that's kind of like what the premise of the show is going to be about, like at the beginning. And then episode 2 is like, oh, there's 3 robots in post-apocalyptic Earth. just
cracking jokes
and
cats.
taking selfies with dead bodies and shit.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh.
Number two.
Is this part of the original story?
The first one was one of my favorite ones.
It was so good.
The second one was one of my least favorite ones.
I really like the second one, to be honest with you. Here's the thing. At first, when I first saw the second one, I was like, oh, is this what it's gonna? Is this an? Oh, I guess they're standalone episodes. Yeah. And then I started watching it, and I was like,
what was the third one?
Some funny fucking robots right here.
What was the third one?
Third one was called The Witness. Hang on a second. I've googled a lot of these.
Yeah,
The
pull
Witness
them up.
The Witness is the time loop one.
The time loop one
with the
stripper.
One, yes, with the dancer. Yeah.
Okay.
That one
was creepy.
It was a mindfuck.
Yeah, it was
meant to be a mindfuck, which I totally get it. The animation first of all, every episode is almost
so good.
Animation is really good. Almost every episode is animated differently or its own style. Yeah. I guess they're relatively similar, I suppose, but like the animation in The Witness, the time loop episode. It felt like they turned down the frame rate a little bit, so it was almost like it looked almost like Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. Not necessarily the style, but the way that it was filmed. It had like I want to explain frame rate, but I'm not going to explain frame rate. But it's like you know when there's like lag and like you remember in the Spider-Verse there was like it wasn't like one smooth motion. It was almost stop animation, but it wasn't. It was kind of like that. So like the frame rate looked like it was down a little bit on the show, or on this particular episode. The one animation I was not a fan of was the Dracula episode. I wasn't a big fan of that episode.
It was it anime kind of esque a little bit?
Sort of, yeah. But it just took it was so different from all the episodes I've watched up to this point that I was like, I'm just not. It's not grabbing me.
I didn't care for that one.
And the story just sucked too, kind of. The story was not really. I didn't
care for that one either.
I really was a big fan of the mech suit one, the farmers.
That was my favorite one.
That was so good. Basically,
it's my favorite one. I'm so glad you said that. That's my favorite one.
The premise of this story is, for those of you that don't know, is there are these farmers. And it's like, country people, listen to country music.
Heartland of America, farmers, they have cows, they have crops.
Yeah,
all of a sudden,
alarms go off, and
come.
you see the wife go into like the shed, and there's like this advanced computer setup in the shed. But like, we got some breaches on the south end. And like, all right, I guess I'll take care of it. And he climbs into this cockpit. And at first you're like, is this a tractor or something like that? No, it's a fucking mech suit.
Yes,
it is.
And it's not a thing. It's not a thing for these farmers. It's another Tuesday night.
Yeah, it's a plow is what it is. It's all it is a plow. And the farmer just he drives the mech suit out to this breach and just these. It's like think of like in Black Panther. The barrier wall, not Black Panther, Avengers Infinity War, the barrier wall that separated those monsters from getting into Wakanda, it kind of looked like that. There was like almost like a shimmery shield that he went on the south end of this farm. Yeah. And there was a hole that came through it, and these monsters started crawling through it. And
they kind of looked like Starship Troopers, like
bug-like monsters.
Arachnids from that, kind of.
Sort of.
Or Pitch Black, like those kind of creatures.
Yeah, and he's just sitting there just pulling out these Gatling guns and this Meg just shooting these things out. They're tearing up cows and everything like that.
It turns out to be a little bit of a bigger breach than you're used to.
Yeah.
So he had to call in help from the other local farmers.
So then all these other fucking farmers, fucking Jake, and I can't remember the other woman's name. Beth.
Is it Beth? Or is that his wife?
No. I can't remember her name. I cannot remember her name, but she's like a whiskey drinking,
picture large Marge from Pee Wee's Big Adventure.
Cigar smoking woman's like, all right, if we're gonna go, let's fucking do it, boys. Yeah. And like they just go out to this like larger breach, and it's just this monstrous swarm of bugs, and the rest of the folks are trying to get everybody into the fucking
like a bunker
area and shit, and they fight off these monsters, and then in the end of the fucking episode, turns out like it zooms out like as they're in the heartland of
they defeat them at the end,
and it's sun's coming up, they're in the heartland, dude's drinking coffee, is like just another day or something,
looking out over the field,
and then it zooms out, and then it goes through this fucking barrier, and crawling all over the barrier, these bug like things, the same bugs they were fighting. and it zooms out to this strange planet, almost like a Saturn-looking planet with rings around it, and there are these little bubbles scattered throughout this fucking planet. You're like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah.
Like, holy shit.
It was a really, really cool... That was, like, my favorite episode.
That was the probably most mindfucky episode of the entire thing.
I liked it so much.
I was not a fan of the yogurt episode. I did not like the yogurt episode. When yogurt takes over the world, I was like...
You didn't like that one either.
Not a fan of this one.
I forgot about that one, yeah.
I was not a fan of this one. The last episode I watched, though, is... It's between that or the farmer one, which is my favorite one, which is the one where it's these guys in the spaceship and they're going through the slipstream, and the guy wakes up like on the other end of the universe or on the other end of the galaxy or something like that, and he doesn't know what's going on, and he's got like an old flame that's there at the starbase, and he's trying to explain shit. It is probably the most mindfucky. Like somebody got really fucking high and then wrote that concept down.
Well, you said you watched this while you were high, so that made it worse.
I wasn't high, but I was like, I had smoked a little bit, and then I watched this episode, and I made it at the end of the episode, and I was like, I fucking saw it coming, but holy shit. Like, the entire premise of it was, there was a syntax error in this Slipstream Gates programming, and it occasionally would send ships like onto the far reaches of the galaxy, and there was nothing out there. And there was this entity out there, this hive-like creature, almost like a bug-like creature that was catching these ships and
like a spider web in space.
Yes, it was a spider web in space, and putting the people in there in like almost like a Matrix style stasis where they would live out like whatever dream they had or some shit like that. And it was really fucked up because the entity like apparently cared for the people and like wanted to keep them safe because it keeps happening over and over and over again. But I think the biggest mindfuck of it all was whenever the main character of the story was like, I want to know what the fuck is going on.
Yeah.
And she takes him out of the simulation, and throughout the entire story, you see this like young, in his like, late 40s, early 50s, in shape, muscular guy, commander of this ship.
Yeah.
All the buzz cut, military style cut or something like that, just going out of business. And then when he comes out of the simulation, he's this, think like Christian Bale. And what was the movie he did where he lost all that weight and he looks sickly and stuff like that? I can't remember the movie, but you know what I'm talking about. Think like that. Like the dude is bony. He's got no meat on him. He's got grizzled hair. He's got long beard. It's all gray.
He was probably like 70s.
Yeah,
he's older.
Yeah, and then this creature comes out of this hole and he's like, see, I told you I do care about all of them. And it looks like in the shadows, I love the animation because it looks like in the shadows, it's almost like a alien, but it looks like, it's like a sensual woman, but it's still an alien kind of thing. And then it comes out of the fucking shadow and it's a spider thing with this gaping fucking mouth just coming closer and closer, and the dude screams, and I'm like, yeah, that's fucked up.
Yeah,
that's real fucked up. And then he like wakes back up in the simulation not remembering anything.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's the Matrix. That's all it is. That's the Matrix, basically.
Yeah, that was cool. Was that the last one you watched?
That was the last one I watched. Yeah.
You got some other good ones.
Dude, there's like, 20 episodes in the show or something like that?
Yeah. I don't want to spoil any more for you or any of the other listeners, but finish it. It's good. I want more. I want them to make more. And I think that it was like a different director did all of them. Different writers, different directors.
It seems like, it looks like they almost have like different teams on all of them because the animation style is always different because like, I don't know this, but I've always heard like some animators talk about like every animator has like their own style and the own kind of thing they work on, and you can, as an animator, you can work on other things, but you're not as good outside your style maybe. So I imagine they got like different teams of like animators, writers, like they almost like change out the whole mess.
Yeah, I want more of it, and I feel like the joke about Netflix is, you get a contract, and you get a contract, and you get a contract. Yeah. And I feel like that's actually something that might work with this. Like, send it to a fucking high school, like, film crew and be like, fucking make something.
Yeah.
And then, like, get thousands of these and just sit down and watch them. And anyone that's half good, put it on there. Like, why not? Right?
I mean, like you said the joke, like, oh, everybody Netflix will have everything on there.
Yeah.
Like, this is like a good example of, well, there's a reason why to have everything on there, because occasionally a gem like this will come through.
Yeah.
Like this or Stranger Things or something like that. Occasionally gems like these will fall through. You just gotta sift through all the shit to get to the diamond in the rough, so to speak.
Yeah, and I've seen some shit things on Netflix that I've given a chance, and I'm like, wow, this is bad.
Yeah.
But,
so there's one show before coming to the end.
Yep.
Almost to the end of the show. There's one show that I've been watching a little bit, like during my downtime or when I'm working or doing homework. I have been watching Gordon Ramsay's Kitchen Nightmares, the original British version, the original British one. I've been watching that show. So you know how Gordon Ramsay's an asshole, right?
yeah, yeah.
First of all, that's like a staple of all cooks and chefs.
But is he playing a character?
No, I don't. I don't think he is. Here's why: because almost all chefs and cooks are assholes.
Yeah,
They're
they
like
are.
that.
They are.
Like there was a brief time when I worked at the same restaurant as my mother. I was a dishwasher. She was a cook, and she was an asshole because that's just what they are. So I do not believe he is really playing. I believe that they tell him to amp it up maybe sometimes, but I believe that's for the most part him. But you always think about, like, Gordon Ramsay is such an asshole. Gordon Ramsay is such a fucking asshole. He's such a fucking prick. Then you watch a show from, like, the beginning of, like, season 1, and you see some of the shitty people he's come across and all the shitty owners that just don't listen to him, and they make such poor decisions that even somebody like me, who has no experience managing, like, a restaurant, would be like, yeah, that's a stupid fucking idea. Like, these people just, like, backtalk him and tell him, no, I'm not doing this, I'm not doing that. Like, and then in the end of the show, after he's left and done all his business, he comes back and they've gone back to their old ways of doing things that don't work, and they're losing business. They don't know why. You kind of understand why he's such a fucking asshole. You kind of understand why he's a pissy person a little bit.
Some of his one-liners, though.
What are you, a fucking Muppet? I heard him say, "Are you a Muppet?" so many times over the past couple of seasons.
Yeah.
Like he's got one-liners that I think he uses at his like restaurants and stuff like that, and he thinks somebody's like, "Dude, I'm gonna use that in the next season."
Yeah.
And he just uses that for like 2 seasons. It's great. I mean, I get it. Like, I'm fully aware of the fact that in those shows, producers probably tell some of like the staff and everything like that to act a certain way sometimes, or to like, oh, this is your personality, well, why don't you amp it up like by 5 so we can get a good episode and stuff like that. But it's fucking entertaining. It's really entertaining to watch Gordon Ramsay call him a fucking twat for like the 5th time in an episode. It's great. It's great stuff. It's great TV.
Yeah, I'm not big into it, but Kristen, my wife, is. She likes it. She watches a lot of the celebrity cooking shows, and it's
like it. I used to watch Bar Rescue on Spike TV. I used to watch it, and I used to really be into that show for like a few seasons. And I realized watching this show is like John Tafford, host of Bar Rescue, basically stole the idea from Gordon Ramsay and then like just centered around bars. I was like, oh, okay, it's literally the same concept. So it's entertaining TV. I got sucked into it. I really did.
Whatever works, brother. Whatever works.
Good show, sir.
Good show. It's good to be back. It's good to fun to get in front of a microphone and bullshit. I'm glad your balls are okay.
Yeah, me too.
I tried not to bust them too much this episode. So.
Yeah, that would be like I'd be
back in the hospital.
It
would be ironic.
I'd be back in the hospital.
Yeah,
getting my balls fondled again.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, it happens.
Quick, Scott, bust my balls.
Yeah. So why don't you let the people know how they can get a hold of For Your Distraction?
If you guys want to get a hold of For Your Distraction, email us fordistraction@gmail.com. We are on Facebook and iTunes. Search For Your Distraction at Podcast FYD. We're on SoundCloud and we're on iTunes. We are also a member of the Be Real Podcasting Network. So head over to Podbean and search for the Movie Guys Podcast. That is our official, unofficial hub for the Be Real Network. We would also like to thank the beer of the show.
Oh, yes, the beer of the show. DNA to RNA, RNA to Porter. Brewed by Patrick Lackey at the Hop Asylum Brewery in New Wilmington, PA. Good shit.
So, I got a question before before we finish, just like a little closing question.
Okay.
Do you think it's ever going to be okay to watch movies or TV shows that star old asshole actors that we used to love but now we hate, such as O.J. Simpson, Kevin Spacey, Bill Cosby? Do you think it's ever going to come back around and be like, yeah, we know they were that, but their shows were still entertaining? Like, because I was trying to watch Naked Gun a few weeks ago. And in like all the Naked Gun movies, before O.J. Simpson was tried for those murders, he
was what?
Before he was tried for the murder of, when he was on trial.
He was? Oh.
Yeah, he was on trial. He was acquitted, but
O.J. Simpson, the football player.
Yes. Why? What did I say?
No, I'm fucking with you.
Okay, I
was pretending not to know what you're talking about.
You had me freaked out. I was like, did I say the wrong name?
The point is, everybody in the world knows about
Yes,
O.J. Simpson.
Okay,
I was playing dumb, like, oh, who?
Yeah.
No.
Well, like, I was trying to watch Naked Gun, and every time he came up on the screen, I was like, I don't know if I can laugh. I don't know if I can enjoy this anymore. So, do you think there's ever gonna be a time where those kind of shows and the actors of those shows maybe not the actors themselves, but their roles will ever be redeemed?
You see, yeah, I don't care about that. I would probably still watch Naked Gun. I like it. I would probably still watch Usual Suspects with Kevin Spacey and some of those other assholes. The one that has really, really hurt me is I've tried to watch episodes of The Cosby Show, and I've had a really, really hard time. Because I love The Cosby Show, and Dr. Huxtable is just like this wholesome, like, great father and husband and just all-around good person. And now that we know what a fucking scumbag Bill Cosby really is, it just, like, ruins the show for me.
Little did you know he was knocking women out with his pudding pops.
Like, he was doing it back then, and then going and filming the show that I loved as a kid. Like, it's tainted for me now, and I loved The Cosby Show. And it's ruined. It's ruined for me. As far as the other guys go, the movies, I don't care about watching them one way or the other. Really doesn't bother me.
Scott doesn't care. Good to know.
I don't care. I only care about your balls getting better.